again, and welcome back to another episode of Father and Sundays, the unexplainable guide to absolutely nothing. This week, can you ever guess what episode it is?
I can, because I saw it in the stars.
Yeah, it's episode 44.
Yes.
And we're talking about astrology.
We certainly are.
So stick around if you want to hear more. Hello, Dad.
Hello.
Good evening. I have a question for you.
What?
Why do we always open up the start of the podcast like it's a children's show?
Like a children's show?
Yeah. Because I've noticed that I always go in with a higher pitch voice during that bit as well.
Do you?
Yeah, slightly higher octave, but...
I don't think the dungarees you're wearing and the glove puppets you have on each hand helps either.
It's the propeller hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the big mallet
Yep,
to
the big
people
mallet.
over the head with.
Yep.
I don't know why you do that.
No.
I think it's probably, if you listen back to our first ones, we probably were a lot more sort of measured and calm,
Can
or
you
maybe
remember
even nervous.
the first time we recorded it and I couldn't say it over and over again?
Yes, it is a bit tricky, but you got the patter
the
right
unexplainable
now.
guide to absolutely nothing.
Yes,
Yeah, can you say it?
the unexplainable guide to absolutely nothing.
Sometimes you don't say it, do you?
No, I don't.
Oh, ding.
Oh dear, I better just turn off my sound.
I've forgotten who you are.
You've forgotten who I am. Is this around the sort of... We did discuss last week that, you know...
We
because
introduced ourselves at the beginning episode.
And then we haven't done it since. So
And we did last episode, 43. So I think it was a good interval. Episode 1, we introduced ourselves. In episode 43, we introduced ourselves again.
Okay, so...
Should we do it again on 44?
We'll do it. Let's do it then, okay.
So who are you?
Hi, my name's David.
Hello, David.
Otherwise known as Father. I'm a Cancerian. And
topical.
a fact about me, I once spent a whole week trying to get rid of a slug that had set up home outside the back door of my then house. I tried using different types of salt to get rid of it, but with no success. Frustrated and confused, I took a closer look at said slug, only to discover it wasn't a slug at all, but in fact a cat turd. That's my fact.
Interesting fact about yourself there.
Have you got any facts about yourself?
So firstly, hello, my name's Conor.
Hello,
I'm
Conor.
23 years old. I'm currently a
I
Leo.
can't believe you're 23.
Yeah, I'm currently a Leo and will always be a Leo apparently.
Yeah.
Although I'm kind of on the cusp. And my interesting fact is I can sing Bar Bar Black Sheep backwards.
I think the obvious thing to do now is to ask you to do that.
Well, the thing is, if I was to sing it backwards now,
Yeah.
the only way for people to tell that I was telling the truth would be them to play it the other way
Okay.
around. Shall I see if I could actually input that into the podcast after I sung it?
Maybe or maybe not. But just go.
Let's
Just
not
go.
make any
I'll trust
promises.
you. I'll trust you to do it.
All right. A mum was mum with a mum was mum. Ushkad he'd first say. The akuza is kalak papa. Like she has a kind more. Yes, the free like you. Mum so mum, but the mum so mum.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
I also know Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
Okay, well, don't
No, I won't do
save
it all
that
at
for,
once.
And actually, you should have done that one because it's astrology this week. What were you thinking? No sheep in this week. You should have done that on the week we talked about
because if you
sheep.
play the Bar Bar Black Sheep backwards, like the other way around, it's not perfect. Can I just clarify if anyone does listen to it? It's not perfect. However, you can make out is that when I do Twinkle Twinkle the other way around, it just sounds like I'm going Winkle Winkle.
Winkle. No, that's not good, is it?
No.
Okay, so no, that's good. Right, so we'll do this every week. We'll just come up with another fact
I'm not going to
about.
promise to do it every week.
Okay, we might not do it every week, but you know, it'd be better for people to get a little bit because we don't update our bio and people don't look at that website anyway, do they? So we're going to have to do it on these. Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Okay. So this week, what are we talking about?
I can tell you how many people I have as well, but I'm not going to.
No, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Make it a surprise at some point in the future.
At least 5.
At least 5. Oh, wow. We're talking about astrology this week.
Are we?
Do you know much about astrology?
I know some pieces, bits and pieces.
Do you?
No, it's very different from astronomy.
It is. People do get that mixed up, but it is very different. And I imagine that a lot of astronomers
would be
rather upset about that as well. So we picked this subject as something we might have a little look into.
You seem surprised when I said I know a little bit about astrology.
Well, I'm always surprised if you know something about something, because...
Wow, that's very rude.
No, that's incorrect how I put that. But my point being is, you know, you like to come in and go freestyle on these subjects with knowledge that you've perhaps picked up. I have to actually look at something, you know, or watch something.
It's because if we both have done the exact same research, one, it makes the quizzes a bit difficult.
Yeah.
And two, we end up just going, yeah, I know that. Yeah, I knew that.
Okay. So you can do that, can you? So I don't know whether to say to you, tell me what you know about. What do you know about the origins of astrology?
I don't know the exact origins of astrology, but from what I understand, it's back in a bit more of a primitive time. People looking at when a child was born,
right? Based on when a child is born.
Is that a song?
Yeah.
All right.
Johnny Mathis.
I know a song about Jesus Christ being born.
Okay.
Right. It's a Christmas song. Yeah. Anyway, coming up to that. Then people thought, because the stars in a certain positions, which when you say stars are in a certain position, you mean the Earth in respect to the stars. When they're in certain positions, that will give a person certain traits, or that will put them into a certain field, and they're basically the cosmic energy of where things fall within the universe when someone is born will change that person.
Yeah, and I mean that's I think originally, and I watched a documentary on this.
No way.
I know it's hard to believe, but I did watch a documentary on this, and you know, people believed in olden days, people believed the heavens controlled what happened on Earth. And I guess from the point of view of... to
a certain extent that's true, but it's just not the heavens, it's like...
Yeah, it does control certain elements, how the Earth works, our days, our months, our years, and everything like that. But what kept coming across in there, that ancient man and woman and
dog,
when they looked up, if you think of a caveman looking up at the sky, and there
not looking up as in Google, looking up as
no, because they didn't have that at that
that we know
time.
of.
No. So when they looked up the sky, and if you can imagine a caveman looking up the sky and seeing a comet or a shooting star,
all you have to do is just look at me looking up at the sky when I've got a bit more of a beard.
Yeah, but can you imagine what they had no context for it apart from to fear it or to see it as a sign from the heavens that they should or shouldn't.
Did you hear that sign?
Yeah, I know. That was obviously somewhat. That was one of the cavemen said we have email. they're just complaining. So you know, through the different when you think about the Aztecs and the Incas and the Egyptians and people like that, they worshipped. They believed in. They had their gods. They built temples that sort of pointed up towards the stars and were put in positions to, you know, perhaps there was an opening within a temple that the light at certain times of that would shine through. You know, very Raiders of the Lost Ark. But
and then it would shine on one gem that would open a door.
Yeah, because they couldn't understand it because they didn't have the technology to understand what was happening. They looked. I mean, it was superstition. It was, you know.
We've got an episode on that.
Oh yeah, we have got one. So, you know, they used to look at it. I think the Egyptians had a view that what was happening, that one of the Egyptian gods at night swallowed the sun.
No way.
Right? Now, they didn't go through, and they said when the sun disappeared, that's what they thought happened. The god had swallowed the sun. Now, they didn't go on to explain what they thought happened in the morning when the sun come up, whether that was the god's
Little poop.
first poop of the day. They get all poop,
Only does one
sunshine.
poop a day. Only does one poop a day.
One poop, well, a big shiny
Although,
sunny one.
what happens with the moon?
I don't know. They didn't explain that, but basically that's what it's saying. And in other cultures, what's the matter? Oh,
My throat was going a bit
well,
funny.
you look
and-
like you were checking me out then.
Yeah, no, I as I was talking, I don't know if it might have picked up on the podcast, but my throat was going a little bit croaky.
But other cultures, I think in Asian cultures, they thought that a dragon was
People from Devon and stuff.
Asian.
I thought you said ancient.
No, Asian.
Right. So people from Cornwall.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you got it wrong. They thought that a dragon was attacking the sun. You know, they thought that was, and they used to go through these. And we're talking when they had weapons, had firearms. We're not talking about
That long ago.
that long ago, I guess, in the scheme of things. And they used to fire at the setting sun. They used to fire at it, and I believe. You know,
Let's hope there weren't people standing at the at the beach watching the sunset.
Well, this is it, right? I read that on a particular day, when they were doing this, 85 people were injured and 2 people died due to them shooting at what they thought was the dragon taking the sun, right?
Turns out it was a coach trip looking at the Great Wall of China.
Yeah, what? But I don't think
it was
this.
Asian culture.
It was Asian culture, but I don't think we're talking about when we had vehicles. I don't know when guns and vehicles and all this sort of thing.
It might have been a walking bus.
It probably was a walking bus. But basically, they didn't worry about the 85 people and the 2 people that died because at least the sun came up in the morning, so they'd obviously scared the dragon away.
Yeah.
You know, and it's things like this.
I mean, I can get it because it's like glowing red, like fire.
Yeah. Well, it's like anything. If you haven't got the information to
Google
explain
it.
to you what it is, a bit like these podcasts, if I haven't got the information, I Google it. They haven't got that information. They have to fill in the gaps. They have to, and we're talking about God-fearing people.
Don't you think it's interesting? There's a lot of different cultures that have dragons in their cultures,
Yeah.
despite them being quite a distance apart. And
Well, no, that's
the
why
fact that dragons
there's
didn't exist, or
some
did
sort
they?
of perhaps some sort of substance to the fact there may have been something
Yeah.
that as it's gone across all these ones. Well, we get everything from even our weekdays. You've got Sunday, sun, Monday, moon day.
Right. It's actually called Lundi in
Well,
in
when
France,
you start
like
looking,
lunar.
yeah, exactly. And I think in France and Spain, especially those particular days of the week come out like that. You look at Saturday, which is Saturn Day.
What about Wednesday? Wednesday?
I don't know. I don't think all of them are like it.
Wedding
but
day.
Certainly has impacted it. But they didn't. They thought the Earth was the centre of the universe.
We don't know that it isn't.
Well, we know that we all.
They
orbit
believe
the
that
sun.
they believe that the Earth was the centre of the solar system. You could consider, because like you said, they believed that the sun would orbit the Earth and the moon would orbit the Earth and everything else would orbit the Earth, which just isn't true. But you can't say for sure that the Earth isn't the centre of the universe.
Okay, but we know it
Because the centre of the universe is where everything's supposed to be expanding from.
Yeah.
So there's nothing to say that I'm not the centre of the universe, for example.
No, but their understanding and the way they looked at it was incorrect because they thought that and the rationale they used to it. You don't try and complicate this. This is a complicated enough subject matter as it is. Also, you start looking towards the Romans. When you start coming from the Egyptian and go with Romans, and about the years and so the calculation of a year. I mean, we know is it 365 days, But it's not 365 days.
No, it's 365.25.
0.25, but it's not even that, I don't think. They've said it's actually slightly lower than that.
It's never going to be exact.
However, what that means is everything's out of whack all the time. So,
out of whack.
It's a scientific term, isn't it?
Yeah.
So as time has gone on, different cultures, different, I'm trying to think of civilizations, have come up with different ideas of what we should do, how long the month should last, then cut them down again because that didn't work out completely, to try and add it up to that particular amount of days. This has all just been slotted in, and then if you get, by the Romans especially. It started with the Mesopotamians, and they're the ones who sort of looked at the stars and made pictures of, this is where you get your star signs, now. Which really, I don't know if you've ever looked at the stars and then looked at how they drew them. There was some real artistic license going on with those. I mean, it's like me drawing there's two stars, you draw a straight line between them, and then you draw loads of other stuff all round it to make it look like a penguin, right? None of the other lines that make it look like a penguin exist. Only those two stars that go between. So there's a lot of that going on. Yeah. It's very hard to see where they come from that sort of thing.
Father and Sundays present Things You Didn't Know That Happened Ages Ago.
There were no restrooms in the Palace of Versailles. People would just poo and wee in the corner, and sometimes in the gardens. Due to the awful smell and complaints from neighbours, Louis XIV insisted it was cleaned every week. One interesting fact I found when I started talking about the fact that
I can feel this is going to be interesting.
Timescales and across the world, and months changing and them cutting them down. One country decided that they weren't going to do that.
Is it France?
No, it's Russia.
Oh, so France is the one that decides that they didn't want to do the time zone stuff because they didn't want it to be based in the UK or something.
Did it? So, but they used to poop in the corner of their palaces.
It's one of the big decisions to make Greenwich Mean Time the centre of the Earth's time was actually the US.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I learn something new every day. Well, what about this then? The Russians didn't want to get involved, right?
What?
And then in October...
What, as in with all the month, the days?
Yeah, so they were in it.
They were doing things like they had 9-day weeks and 5 months in a year.
In Russia, in October, they had a revolution, right? Which actually put pay to all that and brought it in line with...
Instantly, I just thought of the Depeche Mode song.
Yeah, and brought it in line with the rest of the world. Ironically, the Russian revolution of October was actually in November.
Is that how they decided right by Russian roulette?
No. So it was actually in November which it happened. But because they thought it was October, because they were still a month behind us until the revolution, and then...
They caught up.
Yeah. So there you go.
So they actually kind of missed most of November. The end of October and the beginning. So they missed Halloween.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well,
that's not really much of a shame, is it?
So anyway, we talked about the stars. So obviously out of these stars, you get the star signs.
Oh.
Right? So, each one has supposedly have certain traits. So each one...
How many are there? There's a cat at the door. I can hear a cat at the door.
Oh, no, there's a cat at the door. We don't want a cat in here. It said in my horoscope today, watch out for a cat at the door.
Right.
So, for instance, I'll go through these anyway. We start off with Aries.
Sorry, how many are there? 13?
12.
12.
Right.
You look really angry when I said that.
That's one a month, isn't there?
No, there's not. There's not really one a month. And plus, there is an extra one that everyone ignores because it didn't fit in with the way their calendar worked.
Like what one was that then?
Oh, I can't remember what it was, but there was like a 13th one that everyone ignores.
Well, this is what I mean about things changing all the way through these years,
and they don't line up how they used to either.
Well, no, they do constantly change because they have to change anyway. So, for instance, something like Aries is from March the 21st to April the 19th, right? Why? I don't know.
It's because that's when it will be in the sky.
But Aries people, right? They are spontaneous and courageous. They have a sense of adventure and a love to explore. They're determined and bold and are good at initiating new projects. They have high energy and can initiate quick actions.
Does that feel quite generic to you? Do you feel like quite a lot of people, no matter on their personality, fit into something there?
Yeah, and it's weird how each particular star sign has a similar thing, but just a different way of explaining it.
Yeah.
So, for instance, NJ is...
That's Nanny Joyce for anyone who doesn't know.
He's born in that particular star sign. She's Aries, right? So is Bobby Moore, right? So he's spontaneous and courageous. A sense of adventure and love to explore. Well, NJ does like a zip wire.
She does love a zip wire.
High energy, can initiate quick actions. Well, another person who was born in that particular one is Sam's imaginary friend, Ewan McGregor.
Oh right, Ewan McGregor. I was getting really confused.
When he's not at a safari park, he's someone who's...
He's an Aries.
He's an Aries.
So whenever he's not at a safari park, he's an Aries. When he's at a safari park, he's a Leo.
Other famous people that who are Aries, Monica Geller, and Chandler Bing.
It's Courtney Cox and...
No, Monica Geller.
Like the character.
And Chandler Bing. Then you move on to something like Taurus, the bull.
Right, yeah.
They have a strong desire for...
very similar already.
Extravagance, contentment and great things, which can lead to intense neediness. Taurus natives, like the bull, who represents their sign, are prone to danger, but once enraged, they can be terrifying. People born under the Taurus sign appreciate integrity. They appreciate long pauses in their sentences. Integrity above all else. So,
I'm not remembering any of these.
No, but it is a very similar thing again. People that were born under Taurus. The Queen. Rachel Green.
Right.
Adolf Hitler.
You're bringing up all the Friends cast.
So, when you look, how can you possibly put the Queen and Adolf Hitler in the same...
Well, they were born around the same time.
That is the only reason.
Yeah.
Right, moving on quite swiftly.
They're both leaders.
They are. But, yeah, I wouldn't like to dwell on that. Right, the next one is Gemini. Like the twins, Gemini. Okay. So, Geminis are flexible, extroverted, and clever.
Now, when they say flexible, do they mean like as in they can work any day of the week, or they can bend over backwards?
Yeah, they're usually free if you need them to do something. Right. And there's never a boring moment while they're around. Their flaws include indecisiveness, impulsivity, unreliability. These words are unnecessarily
So hang on, so
long.
Indecisiveness and impulsive...
Yeah, so complete opposites. No, indecisiveness, and impulsivity. So that means
they can't decide, but they'll just do something straight away.
And nosiness. Therefore, don't disclose a Gemini your innermost, deepest fears. So, I always look at people in the same star sign as me and think, do they reflect my personality now? Obviously, I wasn't born in this, but...
I was going to say, you're not...
Becky was born in this. Your sister. Sam.
Oh, yeah, she's very indecisive.
Ewan McGregor's friend, Sam, was born in...
never tell a secret to Becky.
No. Henry VIII.
I don't know why that is the case, but...
Donald Trump. The Yorkshire Ripper, Peter Sutcliffe. And Helena Bonham Carter.
Do you know who else?
Who?
The guide dog puppy we once had called Katie.
Oh, there you go then. Now we get on to an interesting one. Cancer. There are many good and bad Cancer traits. On the good side, the Cancer personality is loyal, protective, very, very handsome, intuitive and caring. On the bad side, there is no bad side. They're lovely. No, on the bad side, Cancers are overly sensitive, moody and vindictive.
Now, you can be overly sensitive sometimes.
Not vindictive, though.
But sensitive?
But look at the people. Look, that's my star sign. That's your mum's, my wife's star sign. Lovely, lovely lady. Nelson Mandela, right? Pamela Anderson. These are just the greats. Daniel Radcliffe.
You put Nelson Mandela and Pamela Anderson
Well, yeah,
together.
you think of, in their own way, they're the top
Didn't
of the
Pamela
tree.
Anderson sleep with what's his name, Nicholas Fromage or something like that?
Nicholas Fromage.
Yeah, I can remember
Nicholas Fromage.
I can't remember it. Julian Assange, that's it.
Nicholas Fromage. Well, you're probably better off saying that she probably has. No, you can't say things like that.
No, remember
Anyway.
we went to go watch 8 out of 10 Cats?
Yeah, I know. They gave her loads of grief out of that. Okay, so you move on to the next one, right? Which is Leo.
That's me. Ish.
Compassion and big-heartedness.
That's a condition, that is.
Consciousness. Well, I
often
would like
awake.
to think most people. Drive and natural leadership
I can drive.
are the four main characteristics of a Leo personality. Leos are known for their generosity of time, energy, respect, and money.
Hey.
As a result, Leos are attracted to others. Other what? Doesn't really say.
Yeah, I'm
Who
just
knows?
attracted to everyone.
Leos have a natural sense of self-assurance. Yeah. So I looked at people that were born in it. So there's yourself, Neil
That's me.
Armstrong.
Yeah.
Bizarrely,
I
who
look so much
look
like
incredibly
him.
like him when he was younger. You look like him when you were
No,
young.
I did. That's yeah.
And Joe Pasquale.
Oh, I look
Right.
like him too.
Then you get onto, and I realise I'm running through these now. Then you get on to Virgo. On the appearance, Virgos are humble, self-effacing, industrious and practical. But under the surface, they are frequently natural, kind and sympathetic, as befits their zodiac sign. Virgoans, which I believe is the way you say it, are methodical and quick thinkers, yet they have so much mental energy that they are frequently stressed and tense. I couldn't find anybody that was born in that star sign.
Can you not?
No, evidently, because I haven't got anything written down.
Or did you not bother looking?
I did, but
Surely
I
there's
must have missed
people-
that one.
Sure, there's people born in that star
No,
sign.
no one's born in that. That's the
one.
sign that you were talking about. Obviously, no one is there's no...
No one's born from the 23rd of August onwards.
No Virgos,
until
no.
whatever.
No. Very lean period for birthdays,
Yeah, that's interesting.
right?
Also, can I just point out the stressed out one and all that? That's a lot of people.
Yeah, I know. This is what I'm saying about this. I'm
generic.
I'm really, really trying to say that this is not an absolute load of old nonsense, because people really passionately believe in this sort of thing.
I think it's, like we said before, it gives someone something to believe in. Same as ghosts and God.
Yeah, but ghosts exist. Oh, you can't say that. We're not allowed to say that. Libra.
Are we not?
Moving on, Librans
I made the
are
podcast.
extroverted, cosy and friendly people. I feel like I've heard that before. Librans like the scales that symbolise
Did
the
you say
sign.
lemons?
Libras, not lemurs.
Lemurs.
Lemurs are often concerned with attaining balance, harmony, peace and justice in the world. With their vast stores of charm, intelligence, frankness, I should have been born in this, frankness, persuasion and seamless connectivity, they are well equipped to do so. And you think about the people that were born in that particular time, September the 23rd to October the 22nd. Ross Geller, Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, and Mahatma Gandhi.
Oh.
Yeah, so all very similar people again.
Yeah, Ross
Scorpio.
and
Scorpio's
Gandhi.
personality is often misunderstood due to their intensity and their tendency to be harsh. However, Scorpios are extremely emotional and crave intimacy. They have a powerful presence and demanding personalities, and their penchant for mystery is what makes them one of the most interesting signs.
Oh, mysterious.
Interesting signs. Now that's slightly different to the others, but not that. It's the same. It's like someone So right, okay.
I'm
gonna write a description of someone's personality for a star sign, and then I'm gonna take a thesaurus, and I'm gonna look up each of the words that I've used, and then just use another word to describe it. A couple of people that are Scorpios: David Schwimmer, Genghis Khan.
Complete different from Ross Geller.
Right? Yeah. Sagittarius, typically outspokenly optimistic extroverts who elicit respect and affection from everyone they come into contact with. Sagittarius natives are loyal, smart, assertive and compassionate personality. They are one of a kind, talented and have impeccable discernment, whatever that means. And when you look outspokenly optimistic extroverts, Winston Churchill, Miley Cyrus. Capricorns are ultimate worker bees. They are ambitious, organised, practical, goal-orientated, and they don't mind the hustle. They're ready to give up a lot in order to achieve that goal. They also love making their own rules, which means they strive to reach higher career potentials. So this is go-getting people, ambitious, practical. Muhammad Ali, Joey Tribbiani, Elvis Presley, Ralph Fiennes, or Lord Voldemort, James L. Jones, or Darth Vader. Ooh. Aquarius. People are advanced, self-reliant, clever, exceptional and optimistic. Aries, their element sign. Aquarians. Right.
You wrote this.
Like air, lack a distinct form and appear to resist classification. Others are enthusiastic and active. Oh my God, I can't speak. While other Aquarians are calm and sensitive. So that's two completely different traits. And they're saying they appear to resist classification. So, Jennifer Aniston, Phoebe Buffay.
Right, there
Abraham
you go, it's the last
Lincoln.
one.
And Pisces, which is the last one. People are known for them.
I meant the last friend.
For being emotionally sensitive, gracious, and emotionally aware. I picked the friends because I thought people can relate to those.
Right. But their characters.
Pisces characters are regarded. Well, this is all made up anyway. Pisces characters are regarded for being among the most sympathetic of zodiac signs, and they will go to great lengths to ensure the happiness of those around them. They are also creative and imaginative. Julie Walters, Justin Bieber. Pick what you like out of that.
Wasn't Annie? No, where's Annie?
No, Annie would be within the Aquarius one. The one that they're resisting clarification.
I was going to say, because she is very emotional, so she would have fit into Pisces.
Oh, no, well, according to this, advanced, self-reliant, clever, exceptional, and optimistic.
She got the clever.
Clever and optimistic. Exceptional, that's Annie, isn't it? So, there you go. So, they get some right.
See, when it comes to all this, in reality,
yes,
these star signs, like I said, are only in the sky for a certain period of time. Now, they always say about it runs from this date to this date.
Yeah.
Now, for example, the 22nd of August is the cut-off point. I put in quotation marks with my fingers.
Yeah.
Is the cut-off point for a Leo. But the reason why that is the cut-off point is because the Leo star sign's already been and gone. And the next one is still waiting. So there's actually periods that don't actually have a star sign. So I actually fall into one of those periods that doesn't have a star sign in, like, if you look at things how they should be. And as I've already mentioned, there's not just those 12 star signs. There's also
I'll be interested to know what the other one is.
13th or whatever. And there's other ones there that have been there the whole time, but they didn't fit our 12-month calendar type thing. That they've just ignored them. They make some of the other ones shorter and stuff like that. So I think that's the whole intention of that. That's why that's been that way. But yeah, stuff like Leo, the 22nd of August, I don't actually, if you look at star signs as they should be, I don't fall into one. I have no star sign.
But Leo does say up to the 22nd of April.
If you Google it.
August, sorry.
If you Google it, and they put that there as if so that you fit into one. But you don't actually, there is no Leo.
So where does that leave you?
I don't have a star sign. If you consider it, you
So
look at it like that.
How do you cope
I
day
don't
to
know
day?
how I exist.
How do you cope day to day? How do you get up in the morning and know what you're supposed to do?
Not a clue. Not the foggiest. You know what I do? I just wing it.
It's a dangerous way to go, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Although I'm not fully convinced that my whole life isn't a TV show, but we'll get into that at a later point.
We probably will, won't we?
Yeah. So if after all that, I wouldn't say I'm fully convinced.
Well,
I can understand why people
Connor.
might do
days.
it, but you know.
Yep.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Do you lack direction? Are you single looking for love? Or in a loving relationship you're looking to get out of? Do you want to know what the next day, week, month or year holds for you? I may be able to help. My name is Dave Cosmic. Raised by blind Himalayan monks and nourished by the milk of deaf mountain goats, I have been taught to read the stars and planets, to see into the future and past, and reach a higher plane through the lost art of Sharpie sniffing. I would like to share that gift with you. For a small donation of $79.99, I can change your life and set you on a path of success and fulfillment. You will also receive a commemorative mug and be entered into a draw with the chance of winning a pair of signed open-toed sandals. Make tomorrow the first day of the rest of your life. Namaste.
Game time.
Woohoo! Have we got a game?
No.
Oh.
Oh, you asked a question.
It shouldn't be that funny, but we practiced that before actually clicking record.
we didn't practice my line.
We didn't
That was the
practice your
issue.
line. Only practiced my line. I didn't expect you just to straight up come back with no.
Well, I haven't got a game. That's the truth
What?
of it.
A Father and Sundays podcast without a game. Are you mad? Are you playing music?
No,
What's
I
going
wasn't
on?
expecting to. No, I wasn't.
You don't know how to turn the music off, do you?
Yes, I do. I've
Right,
done that
done it
now. No, I thought that what I'd do is I'd look at your horoscope for today.
We've decided I don't have a star sign now.
Yeah, but I mean, before then, I thought
right.
you were Leo, and we're going to go
Well, I
with
am a
Leo.
Leo.
Otherwise, this is completely redundant.
If you put it under one, I am a Leo. That's the
Okay.
closest one.
So if you play the sting to get us in the mood,
Oh, get us in the mood.
and then we'll see what the future and what the past,
What should
and
have the day
what
should have held for me.
happened today for you, and what will happen tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Will you meet a tall, dark stranger? Or bump into the girl of your dreams? Are you going to lose all your money? Or will you win the lottery? It's all written in your stars. Huzzah!
That was a nice sting.
Thanks. It's,
Very enjoyable.
really? Okay. Well, I
Yes.
just wanted to set the mood, to set us up so we
Oh, I'm in the mood now.
Are you in the mood now?
Yes.
I didn't like the way you said that. Oh my God, I feel uncomfortable now.
Yeah, I feel a bit
Right,
comfortable.
so I've been looking at your horoscope, and for today,
My horoscope.
yeah, your horoscope as
Oh
a
my
Leo.
goodness.
I know you say you're not a Leo, but you
Well,
are.
no,
So
yeah,
on a
Closest
scale
one.
of 1 to 5, how fun was your day today?
it was I was at work today.
Yes.
Just to clarify, and the day of recording is a Thursday.
Yes.
So it's not like end of week type fun.
Yeah.
It's not beginning of week type misery. But it was a relatively okay day.
Would you say-
there was a funny thing where one of my colleagues sent me a message on Microsoft Teams that said she was meant to write beard, but she wrote bread. And
Why was she writing beard?
because I was in a meeting and I said I can't stop looking at a picture of myself because you got the video
Yeah.
up. can't stop looking at a picture of myself. And I made a joke. I said, but I am looking amazing today. And then she said, it's because I've just had my hair cut and my beard trimmed. She went, it's because you got the beard and haircut. But she misspelt beard and wrote bread.
It's nice to see how seriously you take. So that sounds like fun to me.
I said, what bread? And then she said, ha, lol. And then she went beard. And then she wrote loaf on cam. And then now I've got this phrase loaf on cam stuck in my head. And now I'm thinking every time I'm asking whether I should have my camera on, I will ask, should I have my loaf on cam?
All right.
So that was fun.
Wow, how do you get work done in that place?
I know.
It's just like the house of fun. Okay, so that matches up with what I was thinking here, because it looks like a 4 out of 5 for fun.
I wouldn't say it was the most fun day.
Well,
do you know what's happening tomorrow?
With the bread story.
Do you know what's happening tomorrow?
No.
We're getting free cake tomorrow.
Well, we'll come on to that, because I've got your horoscope for tomorrow. You're jumping the gun a bit. Well, but it sounds like it was a great day. So stress-wise,
it was okay.
Yeah. I don't think there was much stress, was there?
It was a reasonable amount of stress in the fact that one, it was a Thursday, it's not a Friday.
One star.
No,
yeah, exactly what I've got here. 1 star stress. Yeah.
No, sorry, and also, there was stuff I needed to get done, but because I work in an office.
Yeah.
And there's stuff I needed to get done.
Whatever you do, don't tell me what you do, because I don't think that's for this podcast.
Right. It's for another podcast. No, I'm just saying I work in an office. So people
you said
know kind of a context, but not too much context.
Okay. So that's great. So as far as...
so my point being, stress. So I had some meetings today that I needed to do.
Yeah.
They weren't that bad. It wasn't too bad a day. Some sessions I had to spend with some other colleagues. But yeah.
Okay.
But it was your average amount of stress.
You didn't. Yeah,
one. It wasn't overly stressful.
No. So 1. Yeah. So your intellect you use today, your
all of it.
Yeah. So that's 2.
No.
So that's spot on as well, isn't it? And it sounds certainly from the bread anecdote, the sociability was quite high today. You know what?
It's less than it normally is.
Yeah. So usually it's 6, but it's 5 today. Yeah.
Out of how many stars?
5.
All right. So normally So today I spent more time at my desk.
Okay.
Because other colleagues had other meetings.
No, it sounds.
That makes it sound like I spend most of my time not at my desk. But I mean, I spent a bit of time at my desk. I sometimes go and have a chat with a colleague every now and then, like on a little bit of breaks.
Wow.
But they were on meetings, so I couldn't go and have chats with them.
Okay. Well, that's fantastic. Yeah. Okay, well, there's a breakdown I've got here of
the bread thing was great, though.
Oh, it was great, wasn't it? I'll be laughing about that for...
Genuinely, I did laugh quite
minutes. A lot. So, I've got it split into love, work, money, and health, and just general well-being. But if I look at the sort of areas today, I don't know what happened to you as far as love was concerned today. But it's not what you're looking for right now. I want you to know that. You're preoccupied with work. What with the bread thing and everything. so much is going on. You barely have time to sleep. Right?
I did have a wardrobe to put together the other week.
And anybody close to you, they might not be happy about how much you're concentrating on work. But it will get better in the near future. Might even be tomorrow, depending on what tomorrow's horoscope has in store.
I've already mentioned the cake.
Well, yeah, I mean, that sounds fantastic, doesn't it? And some cakes made out of sort of bread sort of stuff.
No, so they're not bread cakes.
No. As far as your work's concerned, the planets will protect you today. So did they?
What,
you may come across a chance to develop yourself. Well, it sounds like you did. Sounds like a lot of what you did today.
Like the new loaf on cam phrase.
Yeah, loaf on cam. Then you've got the stuff where you're coaching people. And it's obviously giving you a lot of satisfaction.
I didn't mention coaching people, but sure.
I can tell that with you. I was reading between the lines.
Right.
I can tell by your demeanour and the way you talk about it that you've got a lot of satisfaction in your work and the optimistic mood that you're projecting to me at the moment. It's going to contribute to a long-term project. I mean, people are going to look to you for things like because of your beard and everything else.
Yeah. That's a big thing. Is I'm the guy with the beard.
You are the guy with the beard. I mean, what I'd say about your health, though, right? So I don't know how you felt today. Whether you've felt well.
Today I kept thinking about the dangly things inside my mouth.
Right, your cheek flaps.
My cheek flaps. Yeah.
We just to put some context on this. I don't know if anybody else has this sort of conversation with their family, but one of the first things that I was asked when Conor walked through the door today was, can I look inside your mouth? and this probably sums up this family. I mean, I don't know, as I say, whether it happens now, because apparently he could feel some flaps in his mouth, and he wondered whether other people had these flaps
I
as
know
well.
they've always been there, and they almost feel like little, like skin tags, like ulcers inside my cheeks. But I was speaking to people at work, and I mentioned them, and they were like, "What are you talking about? I don't have them." And I looked inside their mouth, and I couldn't see them, and so that's why I came over and asked. But because I hurt one.
Well,
I hurt one of
my
cheek flaps.
Blow your mind. In your health for today, when seeking to change your health habits for the better, remember that giving yourself the benefit of the doubt is critical. It's not easy changing old patterns. Real change, a day-by-day effort, and takes time. If you're feeling the 1 step forward to 2 steps back syndrome, lighten up a little, like with the bread thing, and focus on the positive. When it comes to your health, your basic attitudes is what matters the most. Try to keep this in mind and try not to worry about your cheek flaps.
Was that specific for today?
Yeah. It says about your cheek
but
flaps.
The whole horoscope side of things, was that specific for today?
Yeah.
Right. Not every day will need me to consider my health in that way. Just today.
Well, it might
tomorrow
do, but,
I can look at things differently.
We'll come to tomorrow. And I'm just going to hit the general sort of thing here.
Go on, hit it.
Lots of time. It's challenging for you to tell others what you are thinking now. I'm not sure if that's true. You tend to say anything you particularly have pop up in your head, like, can I look inside your mouth?
Right now I'm thinking about marshmallows.
It's challenging for you to tell others what you're thinking now, even if you clearly know what you feel. I'm going to read that again.
All right.
It's challenging for you to tell others what you are thinking now, even if you clearly know what you feel right away. You may be afraid that you can accidentally give away a secret if you speak too soon. But holding on to your thoughts might make you seem a bit stiff or even emotionally detached. Muster the courage to push past your fears, for it could be even more difficult to say what's on your mind if you wait. I think that's a good sort of way to live your life for anybody, but obviously it's especially important for you. So did you tell anybody?
Important for me today.
Yeah. I mean, did you accidentally give away any secrets today?
No. Promise.
Because you're a spy, and that would be really difficult if that was the case.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, no. See, now you're going to have to change the job as well.
I actually did tell someone I was a spy the other day.
Did you?
Yeah, I can't remember who it was.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no, yeah. Someone said they saw me in IKEA at work. They saw me in IKEA.
And they thought you were wearing a full spread.
And they went...
A beard.
And they didn't see me. Sorry, I didn't see them, but they saw me.
Yep.
And they said I was walking behind you for ages in IKEA. I went, oh well. They said you didn't speak to me. I went, it's because I'm a spy, and if I was to act as if I saw you, then it'd be giving away my cover. I did it for your own safety.
Well, that's very good of you, really.
Yeah.
Today's infinities, I don't know. You're probably best to mix with Aries.
Right.
96% chance of that being
Aries. Is that a brand of fairy liquid I'm thinking of?
Yes, but don't 17% Libras shouldn't have been anywhere near them today.
When are they born?
Sue's a Libra. They're in October, so I know she is. So it's somewhere in October. Don't ask me that again. So look, I think I came into this as a skeptic. I came into this not believing that, but I mean, I'm just about to read tomorrow's one for you, but today's, I think, was pretty much spot on. The
intellect one wasn't.
Yeah. Okay, so tomorrow, Conor, I think these are the things you've got to really sort of work on, and it's broken down into love, work, and health, which are the three most important things. And cake.
Yep. Right. And skin
The
flaps.
emotional feel and deep thought will be your focus right now, so use it to your advantage. If you need to take decisions regarding your love life, you will be in the right state of mind to do so. So it sounds like tomorrow's the day.
Tomorrow's the day what?
That you do whatever you do.
Find someone to love.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That you reach out and
touch faith.
No, don't try not to do that, because
Alright.
people don't like that.
No.
At least go out on a couple of meals with them first before you do that. Okay? But, what's the most romantic thing that people can share?
A pizza.
Cake.
Oh, cake, yeah.
Right, so, this is all pointing in the same
Most
direction.
romantic.
Yeah. Work, the time you've been putting in on current project or plan will not go unnoticed by higher ups.
I have a project.
Well, your project is Project Conor, and you're trying to establish yourself as a font of knowledge and reliable and sort of a pillar of your workplace. But it's not going on it's not going unnoticed by the higher ups, which I presume are your managers and that.
One of my colleagues isn't in tomorrow, so I've got to send an email to someone quite high up.
Well, this is it, and and I'm looking at the love bit.
They're going to say,
would you like some cake?
I'll be noticed by my higher ups because I'll be sending them an email directly tomorrow.
Yeah. Another thing, don't start that email to them with, "Can I look in your mouth?" Right. I don't like that.
I think I should start with hi.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Hi, can I look in your mouth?
Yeah.
Have you got cheek flaps? You find sometimes nice guys really do finish first. So, continue being the nice guy that you are. It will pay dividends in the end.
What does that mean? I'll get down the stairs first at the end of the day?
Whatever it means, it's a positivity. But being yourself, being true to yourself and doing the right thing. Sometimes people take advantage of that, but ultimately it will serve you well in the long run. Health. This period is all about transformation. Flaps. Something you will be particularly well adapted to do. Using the position of the planets as a safety net to make your emotional changes you need in your life. Try to separate the chaff from the wheat, so to speak, and concentrate on the relationships that give you substance. The
relationships that give you sustenance?
Yes. How did you know that was in it? See, this is it. Likewise, choose to eat what gives you strength.
Cocoa Pops.
M&Ms.
And M&Ms.
And wherever you've hidden all that chocolate you got.
Yeah, I built a 2 kilogram box of Heroes that are currently hidden.
Oh, I really, really need to have some chocolate.
Do you know how many crunchies were in there?
No.
25.
Although you WhatsApped me about it, so I probably should do.
Yeah. Do you know how many dairy milks are in there?
You WhatsApped me, so I could
22.
pick up. Oh, yes, okay.
27 eclairs, 27 fudge, 22 dairy milk caramel, 25 dinky deckers, 22 12s.
Okay.
I can't remember if there's any more.
So you could let me have some of them.
You'd have to eat the ones that there's more of first, like the eclairs fudge.
Choose to eat
dinky
what
deckers.
gives you strength rather than what takes away your strength. Too much chocolate? Give it to me. Getting enough rest is imperative.
All right.
When you're living your life to the fullest.
Shall I go to bed now?
You're probably about 40
It's 8
minutes ago.
o'clock.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious me. I've got so much to do still tonight. Anyway, so I think that sums up. I think you've got a very exciting day ahead of you tomorrow. What with
The cake.
emails and the cake and that and all
And
that
cheek
stuff.
flaps.
And your cheek flaps.
Yep.
So,
And getting downstairs first at the end
what
of the
do
day.
you feel? Do you feel that this is pointing you in the right direction?
No, I felt it was very generic and it doesn't actually give me any information about what will happen and what is going to happen, what did happen.
What was the point of me doing any of this
I
then?
don't know, you just said that you were going to do it.
Oh my God, I'm trying to help you out here. I was a non-believer.
Are you a believer now?
No. No, you're absolutely right. It's generic. It could mean anything at all.
If I said that,
because
if I put all
I'm
those things
quite
to you,
bright, I can read between the lines and sort of
wow,
extrapolate, which isn't even a word. That's how intelligent I am. Extrapolate. Is it extrapolate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you said that the first time.
No,
yeah.
I said extrapolate, I think,
Oh,
the
right.
first time. Which
Extrapolate
is
is the
something
word.
completely different. Extrapolate the information through from all of this.
Because if I was to read...
It actually says in this... is that
what it says?
Try to separate the chaff from the wheat.
There you go, you've done
this
that.
is chaff. Right?
Yeah.
This is... The whole podcast, chaff.
Yep.
Yep.
And if you want some wheat, go listen to another podcast.
Go and listen to another podcast.
So if I was to read you the horoscope, ignoring everything that we've just discussed, if I was to read you the horoscope, it'd probably match up with what you did as well. Was your day that stressful?
Yeah.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
quite
right. Was it
stressful,
fun
actually.
at all?
Not really, no. Someone
No.
in an office somewhere else had their finger bitten off.
What? To do with your work?
Yep.
But we've already spoke about what your job is in this podcast.
Yeah.
By a human or by a dog?
By a dog.
Right, okay.
We had a meeting this morning because someone in another office somewhere in the country has had their finger bitten off, and there was an actual picture on the piece of paper they showed us, which had someone with their hand out with the finger in the middle of the palm of their hand that had already been severed.
Was it the same hand that had the finger bitten off?
I didn't look at it.
So you
but-
need to count the fingers. Can you have a
Yeah.
look at it tomorrow?
Okay. You've got a lot of figures of fudge, haven't you? I could always send one to them just to help them out. What they did get us to do is sign
Not my fudge on the podcast.
What they did do is get us to sign a form to say that we don't put our hands through letterboxes.
Right, so they've covered themselves.
Yeah. So I'm
good,
currently
isn't it?
trying to work out, and this is why it's so stressful. I've spent all day trying to work out how to get post through someone's letterbox without touching their
Your
letterbox.
finger in it.
Right. And it's proven to be a bit of a task, bit of a mystery to me. And it's Christmas, and
Maybe
we're
we could
very
put together
busy.
an
I just don't
invention.
know what to do.
Maybe we should put together an invention that is a fake hand.
Yeah.
And it picks up post and puts it through letterboxes.
And then they just buy it. We have got little peg things we're supposed to use, but I haven't got 48 hours to do, every day to do the work. So that can't be probably. So yes, quite a stressful day.
You got a bit bored with that sentence, didn't you?
Quite cold today.
Yes, was it a bit chilly, wasn't it?
Very, for someone of my age, it's very difficult with my joints and getting around and yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
I don't know if that helps you out. It certainly isn't the same as your one. There was nobody telling me hilarious jokes
About bread?
about bread. There's no promise of cake tomorrow. It's
Yeah.
just going to be more of the same for me.
Do you know what cake's tomorrow? Do you know what next Friday is?
It's just...
By the way, again, for context, in my office, they're doing free food every Friday at the moment, which
just
I'm not
unreal.
complaining about.
It's unbelievable.
I think what it is because COVID happened and no one was in the office.
yeah.
They
They've got a
normally
lot of
like
cake left
they
over.
normally do like a budget, and they do things like for morale. They do things like affairs in the office and stuff like that. Like once a year, they'll do something like that.
They have affairs in the office for,
Yeah,
for
they have
morale.
They have affairs.
Well, that's all very well for the people in the office,
They
but
have-
what about the people they're with?
They have a fair,
Oh, right.
like fairground games and stuff like that. They did that in 2019. They didn't do anything in 2020. They normally book out Adventure Island every other year, but obviously didn't do that either. So this year, I believe they just haven't done any of that. So I think my theory is they've got a big budget
Yeah.
that they need to spend, so we're getting free food every week, and I'm not complaining.
Wow.
Next week's Turkish.
Is it? So you
Yeah.
you have a shave, get rid of that bread.
Yeah, got Turkish next week. Last week was jacket potatoes and or nachos.
Wow.
A week before was cream tea, and a week before that, which I wasn't in work for, was chips. And these are all local businesses coming and giving us food.
Nice. I think I'll come and work for you.
For me, directly.
Yeah, directly for you, yeah. See
You
what
already
you're
do,
made
don't
of.
you? We do a podcast.
Yeah, ha 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 ha. Yeah, I'm a co-host, remember?
Yeah, you're a co-host.
Co-host.
Not the host.
Not the host, the co-host. Yeah.
But the thing is CTGH Studios.
Yeah, fair enough.
All
Right, that's it for me then.
Oh, are you off?
Yeah, I'm off.
All right.
I've got.
Well, just before you go, because
yeah.
you mentioned about the cold earlier, and what I thought might help with that is I've ordered you a hat.
Have you really?
A woolly beanie hat. It hasn't arrived yet. We've had some mugs received, but I thought you'd like that. If anyone else wants a hat, we sell them on fatherandsundays.com. If you go on the store, so if you go fatherandsundays.com/store, you can buy a hat.
You too could look cool like me.
Yeah, I've even put it in the correct category now, so you can find it a bit easier. But yeah, the website is a great place, fatherandsundays.com. You can also send us a message on there. We haven't had any messages this week, but you can contact us on there on the contact page. Send us questions, comments, suggestions, anything. And if you want it to read out in podcast, there's a box to select there. If you just want it just to send us something but don't want it read, there's also a selection for that as well. But yeah, great place to go. Got all the episodes on there as well. You can listen to links to different places you can listen to the episode, because they're available on like all the podcast platforms. You can leave a review on some of those if you'd like to as well. Blog page and stuff like that. But if you haven't already, like us and follow us on the different social media platforms as well, if you can, if possible, because that'd be great. Such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And yeah, that's everything.
It. Okay.
Yeah.
With that in mind,
buy a woolly hat.
Buy a woolly hat. Buy a woolly hat. The stars are telling you, you must buy a woolly hat and other merchandise.
Or t-shirt.
Or terrible things will happen.
Yes.
Okay. So, until next week.
There's free shipping when you spend over a certain amount.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye.